Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's good to see y'all.
Hi everyone.
I've been back searching some of the stuff that we've done in the past and stuff like that, and it dawned on me that we touched here and there on this subject, but we kind of jumped all around. But then I started saying, okay, I need to go ahead and get these in there too. This was an important part of the G1 Transformers, from the cartoons to the other G1 cartoons, along with the other series that followed even after Transformers the movie, 1986, right? 1986?
Yes, the 1986 Transformers the movie.
Okay, and this is what I'm talking about, and I'm going to be touching on a couple of these because I have a couple of these, but they are original from the 1980s, so I have to be careful, and we have to be careful when we transform them because they're not, they're not reissues. They are original 1980 Transformers. And there's going to be a couple other ones that I'm going to touch up on. And like I said, just looking around in the past, I touched on this here and there, but I never really did do a full review on them. And this is the first start of it, and what I'm talking about is this guy right here.
And this is the original Transformers Generation 1 Menasor.
He is the 1980s original Transformers Menasor. He's not a reissue, so I have to be careful of how we handle this guy because he's got some age on him. So what we're going to do is break him down. I'm going to go through each character's, their bios and what they are and what part of the arm or leg or what they form. And even with Menasor here, it's unique in his transformation because one of them, you could consider it a triple changer in a way. So, but we'll get off into that, and now we're going to turn the radio around, turn the camera around, and we're going to get off into the review and bios of this G1 original 1980s Menasor. So we'll see y'all here in a minute.
Stay tuned.
Hey y'all, and it's us again, and like I said, this is the original G1. Y'all know what they are, y'all seen them before. This is all G1 Stunticons. Now, like I said, I know that some of the stickers and stuff like that is wear, but these toys right here, these action figures, toys, however you want to put them, is from the 1980s, so they're going to have some wear, tear, and a little bit of stickers not being there and stuff like that, and it's okay. It's okay because this is the real deal here. This isn't none of the reissued stuff. This is the real G1 review. So we're going to take our time. Now, it being G1, I do like to go over the bios of each character and what they stand for and what they do. Now, I do that with all the G1 Transformers, so this way y'all can have some type of backstory so y'all can understand from the past to where it is today. So with that said, I'm going to let Colton take these two out, and I'll take these two out. We'll leave Motor Master right here in the middle, and we will get off into him, his bio, his transformation, and yes, his little companion right there. And his little companion is very small.
And I guess you could call this like a little roller character, kind of like how Optimus has roller in his trailer.
Yes, that is what the G1 little drone car he has with him kind of looks like. And He does roll, but it is a part of Motormaster, and it's a definite part for Menasor. So anyway, we're going to put this little guy to the side, and this is Motormaster, the road warrior who really doesn't care about what he breaks or destroys, as long as he can ram into Optimus Prime. Yes, you heard that right. He really wants to run into Optimus Prime. Okay, Motormaster here. He is basically a big bully, and here's why I say that. For the very first Stunticon, we had the leader, Motormaster. His saying is, "These wheels are made for crushing." The best way to put it, Motormaster, well, he's a simple-minded bully. He has a lot of cruelty. He takes great joy in causing pain and suffering to the Autobots and even his own Stunticons. His ability, Motormaster, is physically, strength, and resistant to damage. His damage and all that is exceptional. He can take a lot of hits. His vehicle mode can get up to, believe it or not, this is what I read up on. His vehicle mode can get up to 140 miles per hour. He has been known to claim that not even the legendary Optimus Prime could withstand being rammed by him. As a robot, he has a Atom Smasher rifle and a Energon blade. Am I saying that right? Energon? E-N?
Energo blade.
Energo blade. And he transforms into a 18-wheeler semi-truck. Now, like Optimus Prime, this is all one mold. This cannot separate from the cab. It's all one mold.
Except Optimus's trailer does detach from him.
Right.
But on Motormaster, you can't do that.
Nope.
Because the cab is connected to the trailer.
Right. The cab is connected to a trailer for a reason, because the cab and the trailer forms, it all forms Motormaster and Menasor. So I'm going to let Colton get off into the transformation. Now remember, we have one triple changer in here. Well, the triple changer kind of in a way is this guy. You'll see what we mean when we get off into it. So I'm going to let Colton transform it. Does this rub symbol still work? Let's see right quick. I think when I tried it, it did. I thought it did. Maybe that was one of the other Stunticons I was thinking about. I don't know. It's kind of touch and go.
Oh,
there it is. Go ahead and rub it a little bit more. Well. Okay. Anyway. Alright. There it is, y'all.
There it is. There it is. Right there.
That is the heat signature right there. And it tells you that he is a full-fledged Decepticon. So, after all these years, it does still work. So, with that said, I'm going to let Colton go ahead and get off into a transformation. Go into his base mode first.
That's what I was about to do. and he's still, well, but before I get into the base mode, he still has the stripes stickers on both sides with the Decepticon symbol here, and they're both still in great condition. Well, they are a little, as you can see here, they are a little dirty.
Not sure it does dirty or just weather worn. One of the two.
And the chrome on the front of the cab looks like it's still intact. Well, it is a little worn out. But let's get him transformed into his base mode. So, to transform him into his base mode, you're gonna take these two things here on the back and untap them and bring them out. And now you're going to take these and untap them from these things here and bring them down. And now you're going to take this part where you can see Motormaster's face here and flip it around to make a little ramp. And I think that is pretty much it.
Yes, that's pretty much it. I've seen this done in both ways, y'all. This right here is a normal transformation to where you could have Roller right here. Well, I call him Roller. That's not his real name. And this is the ramp that he can go down off of and back onto. But I've also seen it this other way. Let me take him off. You take this top part, you pull it down. You take his legs, pull them out. And then you can separate them. And then I've even seen this mode right here going on, where it gives them more bulk to it. So I've seen it both ways. Personally, I like it this way. I think that it gives it more of a more body to it,
or more of like a battle station.
Yes, battle station where even your guys can transform and hide.
And you could still use the little Stunticon to like roll down on the little ramp.
Right, roll down on the little ramp.
If you want to.
So this is what they did in the 1980s to give it more of a play value to the figure. Besides the vehicle and robot mode, they threw in a third mode, and that's pretty much for almost all the combiners, from Bruticus to Hotspot to, Motormaster. The only one that I know for sure that does not have this third one would be the Constructicons. Devastator. Devastator does not have a mode, a third mode, because Devastator's unique because there's different characters involved, where here you have 5. This guy right here makes it the main body, chest, torso, and the lower bodies, but not the limbs.
Also, Silverbolt does also have a little battle station mode, like Motormaster does here.
So, with that said, we're going to move these guys out the way. We're going to get back to him. And we're going to get this little guy off. Now, this guy cannot stay in this he cannot stay within Motormaster. You have to take him out of the equation in all transformations. Except for Menasor. And y'all see why here in a minute. So, I'm going to let Colton get to his next transformation.
Which is the robot mode. So to get him into robot mode, you're going to take the ramp and flip it back up, and take these and bring these back up and tap them into place.
Okay, now I wanted to show them right quick how it goes in. That little part, this little part right here, this little section, the oblong section goes into this square. Like that. Okay.
Now you're going to take this part here and flip it up and tap it in to make his robot mode chest. And you just straighten down his legs and well, like you saw from the base mode, these do slide down, and they also separate in half. Even the cab of the truck does separate in half from these two holes and these two pegs here. And then you just flip up halves of the truck cab to make his feet. And there you have Motormaster in his robot mode.
Yes, Motormaster in his robot mode. And, you know, there's not a whole lot to him. I know that this is not his right gun, but it's the gun that I can find for right now. And his sword is here, but guess what? It is still packed up somewhere, so... Now...
That's what I was about to say, too, about his sword.
Now, as far as Motormaster, he's kind of loose. I know this. And if y'all remember, in the G1 box art, and I always disagree with this. Okay. Motormaster is supposed to be tall, he's supposed to be big, he's supposed to be the leader over all the rest of these Stunticons. So can somebody tell me why in the world they have them like this? That is exactly how he looked on his box art. I know, I checked it out. Now, I don't understand that. Yeah, he's still taller than the rest of them, but it's just, to me, I think it's mistransformed. I'd never look at the likes of this. Let me go ahead and move this gun out the way. You see, that it looks like he's trying to do something there. You know, if you get what I'm saying.
Like he has to come to
the bathroom. Yeah. So, with this, let's go ahead and move the camera up some. I never liked this style of Motormaster. To me, that just looks really funky, and I don't think that that's the way it was intended. My personal preference is get these legs straightened out, put some length on him, so this way he can look more menacing. Hey, that's my opinion. I don't know. Y'all transform it the way y'all see fit. This is the way I like to see him. not in the squatting down position the way that they normally have him.
Like he needs to do his business.
Right.
Like go to the bathroom.
So that's one thing that I've always disagreed with. I don't know if anybody else out there has had the same,
And I would also like to zoom in on his head sculpt here.
Okay. That is what Motormaster's 1980s head sculpt looks like. Looked like.
And in the G1 cartoon, he had like a box head.
Yeah.
And even the G1 here does have a box head.
Yeah.
Well, he does have like a normal head here, but he still does have like a box around his normal head here.
Yeah. I've heard people call him Boxhead, but I've also heard people call Megatron Buckethead. So I don't know. Y'all take y'all's pick. But anyway, in mostly all the depictions of Motormaster, he'll always have a box head, except for what was there a Transformers animated that didn't have one, or maybe I'm not sure.
Transformers animated, Motormaster did had a box head as well.
Okay. So that's pretty much his staple. He's got a box head.
And yes, Motormaster and the other Stunticons did appear in Transformers animated, not the cartoon, but one of those comic books from BotCon.
Okay.
And no, they did not form Menasor in the animated BotCon exclusive comic book. Okay.
Well, with that said, I do say I like his semi-diesel truck trailer mode. It does look good.
And he does have some sticker detail on his chest.
Yeah, if like I said, some of these stickers are just wore out and gone.
But these stickers are still intact.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to go ahead and change Motormaster right quick into Menasor.
But before we do that, we first need to show you how his articulation is.
Okay.
Of course, being a G1 figure, you're only going to get the arm articulation, which can go all the way around. But you can kind of like move his legs in and out as well. And they don't go forward and back.
Right, there's no knee.
Of course.
There's no knee articulation or anything like that. All you get is the swivel to go out. And really loose joint.
If you want to break his knee.
Or if you want to kick somebody. Just put it up like that. There we go. Yeah, he's got the Van Damme split going on. Anyway. So anyway, with that said, we're going to go ahead and change him into Menasor right quick.
Right. So, well, first I need some of the parts.
There we go.
To make Menasor.
Yes, sir. We got it coming right there. And what did I do with the little car? What did I... Oh, there's the little car. Okay.
So to get him in his combined mode, you want to take his arms here and push them in so they look like this. And now you're going to take his legs and bring them up so they look like this. Now you're going to take halves of the truck cab that we separated from the vehicle mode and bring them down, and you want to bring them all the way up so they look like this. Now we're going to take this waist piece and attach it to here.
They clip in, y'all. They clip in.
And this little roller car guy is going to attach to these pegs, these black pegs, into these holes here. To make his combined mode chest. And then we're going to take the combined mode head and slide it in where Motormaster's head is at. And there we have the combined mode
for Menasor. And
Menasor.
And Colton's right. What you do is you just take the head and then you put it over Motormaster's face, because the slots on the back of it right there in sync with the head. With Motormaster's head. There we go. There you go. Okay. So that right there is the head, the chest, the lower piece, all the Menasor. Now we're going to put him off to the side, and we are going to get on to the next Stunticon, which is this guy.
Drag strip.
The G1 Decepticon drag strip. And see if that rub sign right there still activates. It should. Just check it out right quick while I go over this right quick. Let's get some wire back. So across the finish line. Okay. So let me go and get on with some of the bios for drag strip right quick.
Oh.
He is the Stunticon. His function is warrior. Part of the arm. His saying is the first one to cross the finish line lives.
There it is.
It still works. Still works. It still works after all these years. The first one to cross the finish line lives. Part of his bio is he is compelled to win at any cost. He will selfishly use any underhanded means to ensure victory for himself. Of course, the spiteful Motormaster never misses an opportunity to mention his own superiority over the competitive Stunticon warrior. So there we go. Once we're going back, because Motormaster has something to say about all his Stunticon buddies. He is a big bully to the rest of the group. So this way, it always leaves him in a manner to be competitive and have to be number one at any cost, any price. It does not matter to him. He must be number one. As a vehicle, he can reach speeds up to 250 mph, that's miles per hour. That's 250. He is a first-rate racer and an admired warrior. He is armed with a... I'm not good at saying that. I cannot believe I wrote that down.
Gravito gun.
A gravito gun. Yeah, there we go. That'll work. He is armed with a gravito gun, which I have no idea what the heck that is. But anyway, he transforms into a race car. Now that I do know. This is like a Formula One race car. So, you have Motormaster, who's always bullying him, who always leaves him in a constant state of having to be number one. And no matter what he has to do to be number one. And he transforms into an arm for Menasor. So I'm going to let Colton get on to the transformation. This is Stunticon Drag Strip G1.
And he is supposed to come with some stickers on him, but of course all of the stickers here have been peeled off because of time and age, and I don't see any more stickers on him that still are on him. But let's get to the transformation to robot mode. Oh, well, but before we get into robot mode, he does roll really well. Well,
he kind of rolls. he kind of in between rolls and slides. No.
These front wheels don't work really well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the back ones do. But the front ones
don't work so well anymore.
Well, some of them kind of do. But let's get to the transformation. So to transform him, you're going to take this engine piece, and it is kind of a pain to do, but you want to untap it and flip it around to reveal his robot mode chest here. Take the back, extend it, take the spoiler piece and flip it up to make his feet. Take the front part of the race car and flip it all the way back. And make sure to keep his head straight.
Because his head flops back because it's so old. Because
it is really loose.
So you kind of got to help him, yeah, in a couple ways.
And the chest piece also sometimes. And I will have to adjust the camera. And you just straighten up his arms, and this chest piece loves to flop around.
So,
and there you have him in robot mode.
Yes, that is G1 drag strip in his robot mode from the 1980s. So he's got some loose parts on him. His head likes to flop up and down. You kind of got to give it support, and his chest piece is just, over time, it's just, you barely bump it, wants to come down. But, you know, what do you expect from toys that's more than 20 years old? 25? Definitely 25. 25, am I right? Yeah, 25. Yeah. So, but this is what we had, and you know, we had all these Thundercons growing up. So, okay, I'm gonna let Colton show the articulation. Then we're gonna get him into arm mode and plug him into Menasor, and we will move on to the next one.
Of course, the only articulation is the arms. And you can kind of move his head up and down. Or if you want to, you could also, like, wiggle his toes here.
Let's go toesies. Yep.
Or move his feet up and down.
So he is a competitive one. He must win at all cost. And it doesn't help that his leader is a big bully to help him always be reminded that you must win at any cost. No matter what the cost is.
And if he had a little gun, you would attach it onto these holes here.
Yep.
To have it look like he's holding it.
Yep. So that's part of his arm right there. I'm going to let Colton quickly transform him into an arm and plug him into Motor Master.
Or you can turn him into a leg if you want to.
Yes. I will get to that later on.
But to get him in arm mode, you just want to straighten down his arms and take the front part of the race car and flip it back up. And then you want to take his head and flip it down. And you can leave this collapsed up if you want to. And you can also leave this flipped down if you want to. But what I like to do is I would leave this flipped up and extend the legs back down. So he kind of looks like he has an elbow. But you would take his hand here and plug it in here. And that's how you get his arm. Oh, and I think you can also flip down the back spoiler.
And that's what his arm mode looks like. And y'all, I know that those are not the right fists for him. I apologize. I found the feet, but I did not find the fist. So we have, I think, Bruticus fist to go with Menasor's hands. So anyway, I'm going to let Colton plug this onto Menasor, and we will.
But before I plug it onto Menasor, we will have to show you his leg mode, because he does also have a leg mode. So let's just remove his hand.
Oh, you want to show him the legs? Okay.
Flip back up the head and bring down the front part of the race car back down and collapse in the legs. And I would like to take this chrome part of his robot mode chest and flip it down. And you would take the combined mode foot here and attach it on. And that is the leg mode here. I think that's how you get his leg mode.
Yes, that's how you can get his leg mode. Normally, drag strip is part of his arm. But I will get, when we go to the review of Menasor, we'll get to what I will tell you why it's called Scramble City.
But I'm gonna go ahead and get him back in his arm mode here. And to attach him to Menasor here, his head is going to connect to these holes here, either one. So there you can see his combined mode here attached to Motor Master here.
Menasor.
Or Menasor.
So that's one arm done. And now we're going to get him out the way. And we're going to go on to the next Stunticon, which is Breakdown. This is G1 Breakdown. Stunticon. His function is a scout. His saying is keep your optical sensors to yourself. Breakdown is always paranoid about what others might be thinking about him. The lack of self-confidence is visible to others through his jerky nervousness movements. Comments about this only serves to worsen Breakdown's already low self-esteem. Breakdowns makes him, his psychosis makes him particularly violent and unpredictable in combat. He's nervous. He's always worried about what other people thinks about him, and Motor Master beats that into him every single day. That is why Breakdown is I guess that they gave him the right name, being his background and what his bio is. He is a nervous wreck. When he is called to action, though, he becomes very violent. He is a violent nervous wreck. So he's unhinged in every part of the way of saying he is very unstable. And he always worries about what other people think about him and what they say about him. So he's just a nervous wreck most of the time. Weapons abilities, he possesses above average strength and intelligence. In vehicle mode, he can reach speeds up to 220 miles per hour. He is also armed with a concussion rifle. He transforms into a sports car. So he stays a wreck all the time.
And about that concussion blaster, him and Dragstrip both do come with a little double-barrel blaster that you would attach on the back here to have like guns in vehicle mode. But of course, we don't have them.
Right, we don't. Because of over time and age, you know, you try and keep up with all that stuff, but hey, life happens.
And he does have the little rub symbol here,
which it does activate very well. Let's see here. Yes. But then let's see here. Go. It does.
It does work.
It does.
And as you can clearly see here, if I can show it to you. Oh, there we go. You could see he does have like a little bit of, well, he is supposed to have some white on him in vehicle mode, but he does have a little bit of some yellow on him.
Yes, he does.
But the car mode still does look really great. And he does have some black painted in windows here. And some black paint. Well, now he just has some blue here on both sides of the doors here. And he rolls really well. And that's pretty much it. And he does have this little thing here, which I don't know if this is part of it.
No, it's part of a sticker. Sticker is wore out.
But he does have a sticker here, which is kind of faded. But to transform him, you want to come to the back, extend it all the way out, and flip these around, and collapse this back up. Take the front part of the car and flip it around, and then you just bring these forward to make his arms, and you're done.
And there you have Breakdown. He's always a nervous wreck. But he's just like any other Stunticon. He'll run into something in a minute to get the upper hand.
And his robot mode to me is not really good. Well, it's kind of okay. Because, as you can see on his lower body here, which is his legs, the proportions on his legs are kind of awkward, cause he has like big legs here, but the upper body looks really good, but the lower body here, which is his legs, is not really good to me, because his knees here are just really too big, and he does have some scrawny legs here.
Okay. Well, I mean, no, that's good. That's your input. This is all they had for G1 at the time. So this is the best way if they knew how to make it and make it still look like the character from a cartoon.
And he does have some stickers on his legs, which of course they have some age on them.
Right. Go up. There you go. That's what he looks like right there. Even his head sculpt is even kind of weird, but you know, it's not what his head sculpt looks like today. But that's what the head sculpt looked back in the 1980s as far as breakdown.
And he does have some blue and some chrome on him. Or
yeah, that's a metal.
Or the die-cast metal on him, which is the chest here.
Yes, some of this
to help break up a lot of this white.
Yes, and a bunch of these Thundercons do have some, because the original, they do have a little bit of metal die cast in them. Not a lot. A little bit.
And for articulation, for breakdown, arms can rotate. Well, they can only rotate about here because this piece does hinder it. And you can kind of move his head up and down, of course. Or if you want to, you can also move his knees. But they do, of course, bend the wrong way due to the transformation. And if he has a little gun, you would have him hold it in either one of his hands here.
So that's about all I can say as far as breakdown. And I'm going to let Colton transform it into the other arm mode. And we will be moving on to the next one.
So to get him in arm mode, you just want to straighten down his arms, take his head, flip it down, extend his legs, and flip them around. And you can collapse this back up, but I like to extend it so that way he has an elbow. And then you would take the combined mode hand here and attach it to this hole right here. And there you have his arm mode. And to get him in leg mode, just remove the combined mode hand, collapse in the back part of the car, bring up the head, and then you take the combined mode foot and attach it on. And there you have the combined mode leg.
So we're going to use him in an arm. So we're going to have Colton transform him right quick into the arm.
I thought I was going to have him as a leg.
No, let's use him as an arm. Use him as an arm. So we're going to put him on Menasor as the other arm. So now we have the beefy boy all armed up. Kind of jokingly right there. He's all armed up. And now we're fisting to leg him up. So we can get him to stand up.
Oh, and I think you do want to bring the front part of of the car up.
Yep.
So it looks like that.
So now since we have Menasor armed up, now we're going to get him legged up so we can get him to stand up. I like that. That just come to me. That was pretty good. So the next one we're going to be taking a look at is Wild Rider.
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? And this guy is wild in his bio. Okay, here we go. He is the 4th Stunticon to make up Menasor. His function is a terrorist, saying either you're out of my way or you're out of luck. Wild Rider destroys property and lives within the same gathering crackle of a laugh and carelessness erratic manner. His insane antics have been so effective at spreading fear and terror that Wild Rider's superiors have taken notice. He has I said this word 2 days ago and I cannot say it again. A quizzical look. A quizzical, and Colton's right. Okay, let me back up. He has a quizzical look and a terrifying laugh. He knows he does not follow any plan that Motormaster gives them, or Motormaster wants. He does his own thing, and he has a sinister laugh, a crackling sinister laugh, and he just destroys and breaks stuff wherever he goes. It don't matter. He is just really that crazy. His weapons is he is very maneuverable in vehicle mode. He can reach speeds of 250 miles per hour. He has a scatter shotgun. So he's crazy. He's crazy, he's insane, and he just wants to destroy stuff, and it don't matter where, when, or how, or what he has to do to destroy it. That's what he's going to do. He don't care about competing or anything like that. He just wants to tear stuff up. And he has a very cynical laugh about him. So that's some of the bios of Wild Rider, the 4th Stunticon. And I'm going to let Colton take it from here.
And in vehicle mode, here, he does have some nice red windows here, and from what I can see, the side windows here are just like molded red plastic, whereas the front one is a painted on red. And you can see here, mine, well, this one here does have a little scratch here.
That was from his windshield wiper. No, not really. No, I'm just picking that. That kind of looks like a windshield wiper scratch right there. It just went too far and it dug into the... Anyway, it's crazy. Keep on going. I just got off in the rant, just thinking.
And on the back, you can see he does, of course, have some stickers, which, of course, is fading. Mm-hmm. And he, of course, does have the rub symbol here.
And does the rub symbol work? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Yes, well, it does.
I just clearly saw the Decepticon symbol there.
Yeah, it's Okay, try it one more time. Go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Let's see here. Yes, it does.
Oh,
Kinda.
you can clearly see it right there.
Like I said, it's amazing that some of these rub symbols, and I've noticed that even with the newer stuff that they reissued and taken out, it's harder to get the rub symbols to come out and shine like the old ones. The old ones didn't have near the problem. These newer ones, you got to really get after it to make them the badges come out.
So to transform him, come to the back, extend the back here, then take the front part and bring it all the way back.
You have to be careful. One hinge is broke on it.
That's what I was about to show y'all. One of the hinge joints on this one is broken.
So we have to be very careful transforming it.
And then you want to straighten out these things, which will become his arms. And you're done.
And there you have, is his head all the way back? Yeah, his head's all the way back. There you have the crazy man with the crazy laughter. With the insane attitude.
And he does have some red arms and some chrome, which is die cast on him to help break up a lot of this gray. And he of course does have some stickers on his arms, but one of them is peeled off. But the other one is still on. And he does have a Decepticon symbol here. And he does have the red painted in face here, which you could see. And all around, I think he looks really cool. Even for its time. And for articulation, arms can rotate all the way around. Well, they do bump into the front part of the car here. And you can move his head up and down if you want to. And that's it.
That is it. So, I'm going to let Colton transform him into a leg, and then we'll move on to the next one.
So to get him in leg mode, all you do is just straighten down his arms, collapse in his legs, and you do need to make sure that these tabs here are lined up with these slots here. And that is his leg mode here. And to get him in arm mode, you just want to bring down his head, extend this back out, or leave it up if you want to. And that is his arm mode. And you would attach the little hand here. And also the foot in this peg here. And you could either have it like this, or you can have it like this.
Yes, and that's a good point I'm going to get to after we finish combining Menasor. And after I go over the Menasor with them.
I would like to have it like this here. And to attach Wild Rider onto Menasor here, you just take his head and attach it to this hole here. And there we have one leg all done.
So now.
And now we have one more Stunticon left, and that is Dead End.
Colton is right. His name is Dead End. He makes the other part of the leg. His function is warrior, saying we're all just food for rust. The most encouraging thing Dead End is capable of saying before combat is that he hopes he doesn't suffer too much when his inevitable death comes. Permission is pessimism. Pessimism is the way of life for Dead End. I cannot believe I wrote that down and couldn't say it. So anyway, let me go and try this. Let me do this again. Before combat, that he hopes he doesn't suffer too much when his inevitable death comes.
Pessimism.
Pessimism is the way of life for Dead End. He's a pessimistic. So he cares about what he looks like and all of his shine and glory and stuff like that in combat, not in combat. So he's pretty much cares about what his paint job looks like, where the other Stunticons don't care at all. They just want to run into things. He's a little bit more cautious. Motormaster will tease Dead End about his incestuous mopping and his intense maintenance for beautification routines, which only serves to further the crushing spirit of Dead End. Motormaster teases him because he cares about his looks on and off the battlefield. And he just wants to look good. He wants to be a pretty boy. So Motormaster teases him about that. Where the other Stunticons don't care about how they look. This is the only guy on the team who really cares about the way he looks, and he is always diapering himself. He's always beautification himself. And Motormaster knows this, so he teases him a lot about it. But he becomes a spurling, fearless, and ferocious fighter when steered to combat, because Dead End has the desire to live. So if you just caught what I said, he's not like the rest of the Stunticons. He actually cares about the way he looks, the way his pampering of himself, and he wants to live. Now, he doesn't mind running into stuff, but he really doesn't want to do that because he cares about the way he looks. Motormaster knows this, so he teases him a lot, where the other Stunticons, they just rather run into stuff, cause havoc and chaos. He's more subtle about it, and about the way he does things. So, his weapons ability possesses the above average strength and above average intelligence. His vehicle can reach top speeds up to 220 miles per hour. He uses a handheld compressed air rifle. Okay, that surprised me when I seen that, but okay, that air rifle? Okay, well, anyway. That's just a little bit of a touch up on Dead End, who is always wanting to pamper himself. Not like the others. So now I'm going to let Colton get into a transformation.
But before we get into the transformation, we need to take a little look at his field commode here. And he does have some black painted in windows here. But this one here on the front is a little chipping, as you can see here. And he, of course, does have the little rub symbol, which we'll see if it'll work here. Oh, there we go. He's a Decepticon here. So to transform him, and he transforms the exact same as Breakdown. So I'm just going to do it real quick on camera here. And there's his robot mode here. And just like with Breakdown's robot mode, him and Breakdown's robot mode is kind of like
the same.
Yes. And they're also like the weakest ones to me, because the upper body that does look great on both of them, but the lower body is where things start to get really weird, because they just have like huge bulky knees here with some scrawny hips here. And he does have some black on his arms to help break up a lot of this red. And of course some die-cast metal on his chest here. And I think he is supposed to have some paint on his face. Did he have some paint on his face?
Yes, but over time it lost it. Yes, he had like a not a tan face, kind of like a bronze face that has pretty much faded over time.
Okay. But he does have some nice detail on his head sculpt here.
Yes.
And the articulation is the same as Breakdown. Arms can rotate, and his knees could bend this way if you want to. And you can move his head up and down. And he does transform into the same limb modes like Breakdown does. So I'm just going to go ahead and get him in leg mode real quick.
Okay.
And there we have the leg mode.
So we got him armed up. Now we're going to put the other leg on him to get him to stand up. Sometimes you can get that to work. It just depends. It's just loose. It's alright, it may not do it. That's good.
And there we have Menasor here.
Now, this is all the Stunticons combining to form G1 Menasor, which we know it's lacking a bunch of things, but we wanted to give y'all some real authenticity. I
think that's what you're about to say.
Authenticity. Am I saying that right? Authenticity. It's kicking my butt. Authenticity. Okay. So anyway, neither here or there. This is what the original G1 Menasor looks like from the 1980s. This is what started off all the rest of the Menasors to where we are today. To give you the background on this demon here, this Decepticon Menasor, his saying is, "Leave no Autobot uncrushed." The so-called Stunticons were always one of the most unpredictable and dangerous Decepticon units. They each have deep-seated psychological instabilities that serves to enhance their violent tendencies beyond even their fuel-thirsty peers. For Menasor creates his rage-fueled destructive capacity. In his head gets to be too much when things start going haywire in here. That's the most worst time because he lashes out wildly and uncontrollably at everything around him, causing more death and destruction with a single swipe of his hand than a dozen full Decepticon units. His weapons and abilities, Menasor's strength is staggering. One punch from one of his arms delivers over 140 tons of concussive force, and his joints are more heavily protected than most combiners. He's armed with the Motormaster's gun, the Atom Smasher, and the Aragon sword. So he does have a sword.
That you can fit in both of his hands, but of course we don't have it.
Right, we do not have it. Now, this, as y'all know from G1, is called Scramble City. The reason why it's Scramble City is because this can become an arm, this can become a leg, and vice versa. All these parts are conjoinable. These two can become an arm, these two can become a leg. However you want to swap them. That's one reason why it's also nicknamed Scramble City Combiner.
Right.
This was it the second or third combiner after Devastator? That I cannot tell you because that I'm not sure. If somebody knows down below what combiner came after Devastator, let me and Colton know because I really don't know.
Let us know in the comment section below.
So I really can't tell you. I don't know. But as far as him being a G1 transformer combiner, he looks really good. Now, I have a good size comparison here. I want to, after Colton gets finished.
Getting a closer look here.
Okay.
You can see he does have some silver paint on his face with some red eyes. And some sticker detail on his chest, which are look like they're in great condition. And he does have some sticker detail on his waist, which is also in great condition. And here, and here's the side view, and this keeps flopping around.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And here's the back here.
Okay. Go down right quick. I want to mention something to them. Okay, you see his legs? Now, y'all, this is personal preference. I've seen this done both ways, where these are the backs, and then these are also been known as the front part of the legs. To me, if he's a race car combiner, to me, I don't like having those back parts become front parts. I want to see his race cars become his limbs. So I've seen it both ways. As a matter of fact, even on the cartoon, you see them both ways. And sometimes you can see it, even in the cartoons, you can see them both ways. Either they'll have this, the car, being part of the front of Menasor, or the actual robot be the front part of Menasor for the legs. They've never done that with the arms. It was just always the legs.
Like, you can either display the legs like this, or if I remove them, you can rotate them around and have them like this. But I would like to have them like this. The reason why it is so that he could have some knee joints here.
Yeah. All right.
And he's fallen over a little bit.
Yeah, he's just loose.
And for articulation, his arms can rotate. And he keeps falling over.
Yeah, let me help you hold him up.
And you can bend his knees if you have the Stunticon teams facing this way, like I do on here.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So there is a size comparison. Now I think that this size comparison goes pretty good with what's there as far as scale, because I think that this is what the Autobots would be looking up to. You know what I'm saying? I think that right there is a pretty good size comparison scale for G1. As far as the cartoon, this is what it would look like, I think, in my mind.
I think it would also look great too in that scale here.
Yeah, I think so. So, move him out the way. Wanted to show y'all that. And, y'all, I think we covered everything that I wanted to say about this massive machine right here that's been on just destroying, and definitely wants he wants a piece of Optimus Prime. But that has, if you understand the bio of Menasor, that goes back to Motor Master, going up to the brain circuit right there along with the rest of them. And when they go haywire up here, he just loses it. A very uncontrollable giant who really wants a piece of Optimus Prime. So Colton, what else do you want to add to this before we start wrapping it up?
Final thoughts for me. All of their vehicle modes do look great, and the robot modes, the only ones to me that has a great robot mode is Wild Rider, Drag Strip, and Motor Master. Those are the only ones to me that has a great robot mode.
Okay.
But Breakdown and Dead End's robot mode is kind of the weakest ones, because they just have like huge bulky knees on him.
Okay. Let me do this. This is bothering me. There we go. That's bothering me. I was looking at it. I was like, yep, that's just not right.
And the combined mode looks really cool. And I think it still is for its time.
It's got some age on it. It's, 25 or more years old. So it's seen its better days, that's for sure.
But it still looks cool.
Yep, but it still holds up today. That's what's amazing. That's what's amazing about toys made back then. If they're done right, they'll last. If they're taken care of, well, you know, this was taken care of as much as what it could. So, hey, I think that's about it. That's everything. There are going to be other G1 combiners that I'm going to be doing a review. Now since we're finally done with the, what was it? Common Core? What was it? The core? Power Cores?
Power Core combiners.
Now, the Power Core combiners is not, I don't consider them combiners. Not like this is a combiner. What they have today is a combiner. The Power Core combiners, to me, just, it's not even, but it's part of it. But this is where it all started as far as G1, Motor Master, Stunticons, Menasor. The craziness of these Stunticon team come from the birth of this G1 Menasor right here in the 1980s. So that's it. Hey, y'all have a good one. We appreciate y'all. We thank y'all for y'all support. There's other people and nations out there. We want to say we appreciate y'all. We thank you. And y'all take care. And I'm going to let Colton wrap this up. And we'll talk to y'all later.
And if you like this video, give us a like, comment, and subscribe for more. And if you want to check out some other videos you may have missed, there's a playlist set up on my YouTube channel. Or you could also follow me or support me on Patreon. And I will leave a link to my Patreon account in the description box down below. Or you can click on the little Patreon box right here in this corner. So I think that's about it. So thanks for watching.